All right, we got some pretty big excitement here today on the part two edition of the Monday Market Report special, where we cover the conclusion of the most amazing Lincoln Cent registry that you will ever lay eyes on. Okay, it's the Red Copper Collection, hosted by Great Collections. I just noticed I put S at the end of collections there on Red Copper. Oh well. Yeah, it just goes to show you that with the excitement comes the occasional typo on there. It looks weird now that I'm staring at it. But yeah, we're gonna recap the biggest coins to fill out the rest of this absolutely landmark consignment. I'm so happy Great Collections ended up with this. I mean, it's not like they were long overdue for one of the biggest collections to be able to be sold. I mean, Stuart Blake could have picked any auction house, right? But they elected to go with Ian's Great Collections, and wow. I mean, wow. All the coins featured today. It's a very short list, actually, because what we do have here are varieties, and just varieties. There's no just standard dated kind of like set coins or type coins, none of that stuff. That was featured on last Monday's part one, and yeah, it's all varieties. So we have 11 coins here. There are a few more of that, but I'm not going to rehash those because we've seen them, and we even covered one of them on last night's Monday Market Report, the regular edition. But I just want you guys to take it all in. This is the best of the best. There are a few of these coins that I would still say are very attainable if you're looking to possibly cherry pick a premium specimen. There are a few of these that I'm happy to say still exist out there in the wild. And it's just going to be a matter of right time, right place, right dealer, right seller. And I'm sure that's what Mr. Blay had done. He had spent many years assembling this just truly remarkable collection. And I'm happy today to provide this recap, to talk about the coins. And I'm not going to let you guys wait any longer. Let's go ahead and jump in. This is a list unlike any other. Now, it's in no particular order, but I did reserve the top 4 or 5 coins for the very end. How about the 1936 Lincoln Wheat Cent? A huge variety. I'm happy to own a few of these, albeit not mid-state. These are coins I found in wheat cent bags. But hey, it's an honor to be able to own a few of these. This is the Type 1 double to die obverse. You're going to have a lot of spectacular doubling on the date on this one. You can even see the double tail of the 9 in the date. Along with the word liberty, and then to a lesser extent on this one, the motto is going to feature some doubling as well. I think it's a little bit more stronger on the Type 2 or the FS 102, and then there's also FS 103 of this particular double to die. So just a really beautiful landmark kind of coin here. Mid-State 66 is a Pop 4. There are 2 that graded finer of this particular specimen. It's also CAC green bean, and every single coin on today's list has a CAC sticker on there. So just to let you know, I'm not going to bring it up again, but you can see that right on the label. This one, ladies and gentlemen, ended up selling for $9,281.25, and that's with 52 total bids. The next one that we have here is a coin that, it's pretty cool. I like this one. 1941 and 42 had some pretty remarkable cherry picker's guide varieties. This one right here I've looked for the longest time. It's kind of hard to see on much lower grades. You would almost have to find one that's an XF condition and higher. That's how scarce these are. But this is a double to die obverse FS 101 on this 1941 Lincoln. Beautiful surfaces. Kind of has like the brushed steel kind of look to the fields on it, which I think is just remarkable. That's going to be a word you're going to hear me say a few times in this video, because how often do you get to talk about some of the finest specimens of some of the favorite varieties that we all like to cherry pick. This one, Mid-State 66 Red, and it's a Pop 11, so there's a number of these graded at this level. There is one coin finer graded, and this one sold for $4,305.38, and that's with 35 bids on there. All right, so this is one of those coins I would say today you can cherry pick. I got close to cherry picking one. I should have bought it. You've probably heard this story. I found this very coin in the Bay Area about 10 years ago. Maybe it's probably a little longer than that, 10, 11 years. Ungraded, mid-state condition. The coin, it was a stunner. The dealer was only asking $75 for it. For whatever reason, I did not buy it then and there. I should have, because I had the money. I don't know why I had to second guess the purchase, and I was sitting there staring at the thing for a good while. And it is the legitimate D over D RPM. This is I would say, probably the biggest variety on the steel cent. And nothing else. I mean, there are other cool double dies and all that, but I think above all else, because of how strong the RPM is on this coin, it's going to be super desirable in any mid-state grade. This one here is a mid-state 67. Yeah, it's a beautiful, beautiful coin with great looking surfaces. This is a Pop 9. There are 3 that are graded finer. I believe they're all plus designated 67s. And this one sold for $14,700.38. Oh, by the way, kind of a conclusion to my story. I came back a few days later, and he had sold it. And the thing that rips into me is he's had the coins for like a month. He had 2 specimens, and they were both gone at the same time. So that's a area of opportunity that I missed out on. So when you guys do come across these, and you think that you can't afford it, like if this coin came up in a 2x2 holder in a dealer case and they were asking $200 for it, and it's in like pretty nice condition like this one, I would buy it all day long. It's a great variety, not only to add to your variety set, but also a coin that you can easily grade and flip, and just really, really rip into a huge amount of money as a result. So very beautiful coin here on this one. The next one that we have here, again, another marquee variety. This one, I remember seeing this one for the first time in the Cherry Pickers Guide, the Red Book, because they have close-ups of this variety, but it's the 1944 D over S over mid-mark. One of my favorites. I own a few of these myself. Again, not anything tremendous like this one. PCGS holder. This is an OGH, by the way, so this one was graded probably about 20 years ago. Mid-State 66 Red, and this is a Pop 3. There are 3 graded finer of this coin, and this one sold for $5,906.25 with 56 bids. And, I mean, there's no list that's going to be complete enough as long as you have this coin on there. It needs to be on the list, right? And I'm glad that Mr. Blay had one of these at a really, really nice grade, might I add. 1972 DDO number 1, or the FS 101 is what we call it in the Cherry Pickers Guide world. I mean, just look at the doubling. This thing is quite strong. It rivals some of the most stronger doubled coins that you will find out there, from the 69S to the 55 and a few others. And this is what you want. And I could see why that this one has been going up in value here in the last, I would say 12 to 18 months. We've seen a precipitous spike in the 72 FS 101s. This one is a Mid-State 67 Plus full red. It's a Pop 8. There's only one finer graded example in a Mid-State 68. And this one, my friends, ended up selling for $17,437.50, and that's with 56 bids. By the way, all the prices I'm giving you include the buyer's premium. I wanted to throw that out there as well, because it's all part of like the the final deal. But again, just this is a coin that's been on my personal list to own, maybe in a 65. Still somewhat reasonable of a price, but as I continue to wait longer and longer, the more expensive these coins will get. Of course, yeah. I mean, this one is a foregone kind of like auto ad if you are a Lincoln Cent variety nut. 1983 doubled die reverse. I mean, come on. This one has to be on there. What I like about this one is it has some pretty nice rose toning on the reverse. You could see it a little bit on the obverse as well. But man, this thing is straight up gorgeous. PCGS gave this one a mid-state 68, full red, and I mean, tremendous coin. It's a pop 5. There are none graded finer of this coin, and this one ended up selling for $11,306.25, and that's with 75 bids. All right, so we're getting to the heart of the order. We're going to use a little kind of baseball talk here. And, these are the heavy-hitting kind of coins. The very dependable of the bunch. If you're looking to hit a home run, all 5 of these coins are going to be kind of like the coins that you need to find. And generally, if they're in any grade, they're going to be extremely valuable. 1917 Lincoln Wheat Cent is the earliest variety that we have on the list today. This one's the PCGS Mid-State 65 Red. It is indeed the FS 101 doubled die obverse. Again, the doubled tail on the 9 is so strong on this one, and always a great coin to be on the lookout for, especially if you're out there headhunting or cherry picking for these. It's a pop 3. There are 8 graded finers, so this is not the finest specimen that you will witness here today. However, it did sell for $29,812.50 with 64 bids. All right, so this is the Starburst Cracked Variety 1970S Lincoln Memorial Cent. Actually, I'm kidding. That's actually a crack in the slab. So the person that did buy this will have to reholder it, which, for the $100 or so to send this out because it is a high-priced variety, I think that's going to be worth it. Not really sure why. Well, I probably know why Great Collections didn't do it, because this was a little bit older graded coin, probably within the last 15 years. It has the older type font label on there. 1970S doubled die obverse FS 101. Again, another huge coin that just rivals the 69S and a few others. This one is a mid-state 66 red, and it's a pop 3, non-graded finer, which is important. This is it. This is the finest example, and it shares the same grade with 2 others. This one sold for $42,750 with 45 bids. And then the big chunk of coins are right here. 1955 Lincoln Wheat Cent. This kind of needs no introduction. DDO FS 101. This one is a mid-state 65 plus, and it's a pop 2, which I didn't even know that. I thought there were others graded like 66 or higher, but no, this is the end of the world here for grades. So it's a mid-state 65 plus red. 0 finer on the pop count, so there are none graded finer. And yeah, this is the best that you could ask for, and it ended up selling for a staggering sum of $287,156.25 with 101 bids. A lot of activity on this one. Well, speaking of activity, everybody had their eyeballs glued to this coin. Yeah, we've talked about this one in pretty great detail over the years. I think in 2022, there was probably about 8 or 9 of these that had sold on GC. A few of them had resold the same coins, offered back up onto the marketplace. However, this is indeed the finest DDO 1969S that you will come across as of right now. Mid-State 66 Red is the top grade. As a matter of fact, the next lowest grade is a 64 plus, I believe. There are no 65s for this particular variety. And that's very important. They're an ungraded finer, so this is the single loan most finest specimen of this coin. And this coin has broken records before, and I think the highest price that we've seen this is like 135 and some change. It might be a little higher than that. Well, this one certainly blows that one out of the water at a $601,875 sale with 119 bids. That's a whole lot of house. If you're going to sell a 1 cent coin and then buy a house that's $600,000, man, that could get you a lot of property for sure. Maybe not in like certain areas of the U.S., but yeah, I digress. I mean, it's hard to believe that this is not the top-selling coin from the Red Copper collection. That's only because it is the stage has been taken over by the fabled 1958 Lincoln wheat cent. This is the coin that a lot of people have kind of forgotten about, and then they've remembered it, because they've heard about it maybe on YouTube, or perusing through a red book or something like that. But kind of crazy that you have this one with just amazing doubling on the motto and liberty, but nary any doubling on the date. It's close to a 55, but not quite. The spread is just so incredible, and this is a scarcity play right here. This is the finest graded specimen out of only 3 that exist to date. It's a mid-state 65 red, double diavirus FS101. The last example to have sold in a public auction ended up selling for, $336,000? And that was a mid-state 64. It's very unlikely that you'll come across these. I mean, it's like winning the lottery, to be honest. And I don't know if these were just specimen strikes and they were given out from the U.S. Mint to dignitaries and political figures. I'm really not sure at this point. I'm just kind of speculating. But there's only just a couple of them out there, and it's one of those varieties that people have messaged me, have messaged the live coin Q&A and say, hey, I have this coin. And I'm like, really? I mean, you have to look at this one and the level of doubling and compare to your coin. And 100% of the time, no one has had this particular coin in their hands. So, I mean, it's good to dream. You never know where these are going to pop up, because I really don't know how they were distributed back in the day. But this is, ladies and gentlemen, the most expensive Lincoln cent today. You witnessed it right here, or yesterday on Great Collections, or if this is your first time hearing about it here on Blue Ridge Silverhound. $1,136,250, 117 bids. This was the big coin, the king of kings of sorts of the Red Copper collection. And that is, ladies and gentlemen, the wrap of what is one of the most memorable sales in numismatics history. The Red Copper collection by Stuart Blay. Congratulations, Mr. Blay. Congratulations to Great Collections and their staff. This is this is going to be a memorable thing that's going to be talked about for years. People are going to look back and say, hey, you remember that $1 million Lincoln cent? Not too many people are really going to, pass judgment on that. And then there's going to be people who say, well, the 43 copper is the most expensive. I'm like, well, yeah, but those were errors. These are varieties. It's like we're talking about apples and oranges at this point. But in terms of raw varieties, this is the one right here. So yeah, I'm happy to talk about this, and yeah, that's going to conclude it. So we will be on tonight on the live coin Q&A live stream. Come and check us out. We might even talk about these coins for a few minutes. It's going to be at 5:30 Pacific, 8:30 Eastern on the live coin Q&A channel. That puppy's been growing every single week. And I want to thank you guys for making it what it is today, along with my channel. So I leave you with this. You guys have a nice, healthy week. Enjoy the hobby, as we all should. And yeah, keep in mind, it's a hobby first, and it's everything else, second. But yeah, enjoy it. And I'll see you guys next time on Blue Ridge Silverhound.